It's your boy, Ed the Dread, aka Eddie Money Mouth. And you are tuned in to the Money Mouth podcast. Yes, sir. Oh, welcome back to another Money Mouth Monday. Woo! Hey, if you live in the United States, actually, if you live on Earth, you probably have had to pay attention to the United States recently because our new elected officials are ridiculous idiots. But that's not taken away from the fact that all of our elected officials have always been fucking idiots. All the way back to the first founding forefather motherfuckers who owned slaves. So, fuck them all. But topic for today's podcast, your elected officials are bullshitting. And also, what the fuck is Scrump doing? God, I don't even know where to start. Actually, I do know where to start. Does anyone remember their student government? Because, I, again, have been teaching in high school scenario for 5 years, most recently. And I remember the student government nominations there, and nobody was on them. Most of the official positions only had one person to vote for. So they just got the job. When I was in elementary school, I don't remember high school because I was too cool to do any of that in high school. Don't really remember the middle school either because I was trying to be cool in middle school. But elementary school, we were still just like normal people. So I definitely remember the elementary school SGA, Student Government Association, I believe it was, at Cashel Elementary. And it was a fluke because the busters that had money were the ones that won. Right? Like if I ran, my parents couldn't pay like to go get 6 different poster boards and print up a bunch of shit and hang it around the school for me. Like that's what happened. Like the cats whose families had money, they just got to make these advertisements and put them around the school. And then the kid just lied. They were like, hey, we got pizza on Friday. Forget that square Elio's. We're going to get full slices of Papa John's pizza. Yeah. And that shit never happened when that motherfucker became student government president. And that's the same shit that's happening the higher up. Look at this motherfucker Scrump. Just a bunch of bitches with a whole bunch of money. He's got all these people with money backing him. All these people with money thrown at his campaign and the Republican Party as it is. And look at this. It's a whole lot of promises that never come true. Is basically what I'm saying. So first and foremost, like I said, I recently have been a teacher for 5 years of my life. And one of the things that Trump is doing or talking about doing or in the midst of doing is just cutting federal funding to the DOE. Or maybe it's just eliminating the Department of Education federally, which, when you see people's responses to it, like me personally, I don't vote. I just burn my ballot because I already know these fools are going to bullshit. But, you don't think that they're going to pull some shit where it's like, hey, the funding for these things that are very important for people is going to disappear, right? And if I'm correct, I believe that like the 15 states in America that most need the help in federal funding all are red. They all voted Republican. And this fool is literally just go take away their funds. I mean, you could check it from a teacher right here. Check her out.
I voted for President Trump.
You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds
No,
here.
I did not vote
See?
for that. I voted for President Trump to make America first again. I do not think that's what the voters want. It's devastating.
Make America first again. It's like, come on, dog. Make America first at what? We dumb, we overweight, and we dying of things that can be cured without pills, but people are just too lazy to do it. So, I don't know, man. But the reality of that is, let's say, all federal funding stops for schools. I'm going to say that there's going to be a vast majority of people that go hungry, right? There are, like every school I've worked for has had free breakfast, free lunch. one school needed to stay open during COVID for people to come get the food. Right? Now, if you look back in history, the reason that we have these free food programs is because of the frickin' Black Panther Party. And then when the CIA murdered Fred Hampton and dismantled the whole Black Panthers, the free breakfast that they had created for the community was no longer there. And there were choked people that weren't getting any food. So then they couldn't just create free breakfast for the Chicago area where the Panthers were. So they made free breakfast nationwide. And if you didn't know that, just watch this clip.
Black Panther Party says we're going to serve these children. We're going to feed them every morning. They get a full meal, everything they need for the whole day. This program is a program for the people and by the people.
So again, you should do some research on Fred Hampton, maybe the Black Panther Party, and, you know, things like that are not told in history class, you know, but are prevalent things in society that need to be looked at. So again, federally funded breakfast and lunch, or free breakfast, free lunch. Come on, cuz. You wipe that out, we're gonna have some fucking starving kids in our own country. Second, completely ridiculous thing that is happening is fucking ICE deportations. Okay, I don't even know, immigration, correction, enforcement. I don't even know what the fuck the thing stands for, but it's ICE, baby. And we ain't talking about smoking ICE. These fuckers are going out and just grabbing up people and putting them on planes and just deporting them places. In one of Trump's favorite states, where he's got his own golf course, resort place, where he spends the majority of his presidency, not in the White House, but at that motherfucking thing. He had all the migrants, on temporary status, stoked up to vote for him. Like, yeah, you know, he's going to keep us here. He's going to make it happen. He's going to make some change. They were playing songs.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
And now they just freaking crying instead of singing, because in 60 days, 250,000 Venezuelans are going to lose temporary status thanks to Trump. So, you know, he had people yelling, singing, dancing. Yeah, vote for Trump. We're going to do it. You know, nuestros amigos. Yes, woo.
They used us during the campaign. The elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch
No, not your freaking amigo. My man just told you whatever he needed to tell you to get you to vote. And then after that, it is what it is, cuz y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. And that's some bullshit. Now, the biggest bullshit, which I ain't going to play no clips of, I ain't going to do nothing to show this motherfucker shit. But I'm going to tell you what, this is the craziest shit I've ever heard. And that is that the United States is going to own the Gaza Strip? Or Trump, I want it. I want it. I'm pretty sure this cat has said, almost in direct quotes, while he sits next to an international war criminal wanted by the International Court of Justice, Netanyahu. And matter of fact, Trump's a motherfucking convicted criminal. So two criminals sitting next to each other, and that motherfucker's talking about, why would you want to go back? The only thing that's happened there in the last decades is just death and destruction. And it's like, well, who the fuck's been deathing and destructing? We've been selling the fucking bombs to Israel, who's just been fucking dropping them. This motherfucker's like, we're going to create a place where, people we can create jobs, we can create beautiful waterfront property. And I've got relationships, so we're just going to find all the Palestinians just other places to go hang out. And no, they wouldn't come back to Gaza. They're going to find a better place. There's going to be a better place somewhere else that they're going to go and fucking live there while we fix this shit up with a whole bunch of other countries, primarily Israel, and just fucking settle the shit out of it. It's the craziest shit you could ever fucking imagine being said, right? Like, I live on Maui. We live in Hawaii. This is a fucking completely occupied place. I'm a settler. I'm a haole settler on a fucking island here, that shit happened before there was fucking live streams, right? Like, we got to read history books about this shit. This is happening right in front of our fucking faces, and these cats are just saying all sorts of crazy shit, bro. And I just can't take it. It's almost, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, you're gonna take the Gaza Strip and do what you want with it over a lot more dead bodies, and one of them might have to be mine, because this shit is just getting completely fucking crazy, bro. And you know, it's one of those sayings that if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. And right now, a lot of people don't stand for nothing. There are a lot of people that stand for something, but a vast majority of people, at a minimum in the United States, ain't really standing for shit. They're just out there fucking hooting, hollering, yelling for a football team, fucking talking about Jesus, toting guns, fucking bullshitting. So, that was your Money Mouth podcast. Oh my God. Again, your elected officials are just pieces of shit that's gonna bullshit you. And what the fuck is Scrump doing, dog? So, you know, who knows what's gonna happen? Click like, click subscribe, share if you care. It's your boy Ed the Dread. Yes, I bless her. Hui ho kako.